age of the twilight set upon the gods, a legend grows to claim his place among them. And even though Kratos sat on the throne as the new god of war, he was haunted by visions of his family. A family he himself murdered. But the hands of death could not defeat him. The sisters of fate could not control him.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Did my thing do it again? Ugh. Give me a sec.
Okay.
Oh, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
This is a pleasant surprise. I didn't know you were into this.
Yeah, I've played all the okay, I haven't played every God of War. I've only played the main titles, and I've only played and then I played the reboot on the PS4. So I'm just going to do normal. I don't feel like killing myself.
For him in PlayStation All-Stars a lot, very much. Because before DLC, he was the most broken character in the entire game.
Oh yeah?
And then with DLC, they're like, oh, we need to make a character more broken than Kratos. Let me just make Cat more broken than Kratos by a mile. Because Kratos wasn't already broken to begin with.
Yeah.
But he was dominant in the early meta for PlayStation All-Stars. I've only played a tiny bit of one God of War and a demo of another God of War. I played a demo of the PSP God of War, and I played a tiny bit of God of War Remastered.
Oh, God of War 3 remastered or God of War remastered?
The first one.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I did play the first and the second one. Back when I had a PS3. But they're only on the PS3. They didn't take them to PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't want to bust out the PS3. PS3 is old, so.
You have a PS3?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Look, it's kind of sad and embarrassing, but the main reason why we got PlayStation was for Kingdom Hearts. But in my head, I was like,
so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, but in my head, I was like, well, if we've got this, I might as well try other games too. And so God of War was critically acclaimed, so I just thought I'd check it out. So, and this is partially due to the fact that God of War Ragnarok is coming out basically next week. So,
In actual mythology, Hades is actually not a bad guy.
no.
But everything in media makes him look like a bad guy for some reason. I just thought that was an interesting fact.
Yeah. He he is the king of the dead, I guess.
Your son has returned. I bring the destruction of Olympus. The Titans will fail again.
But I didn't play the first one, I played this one. Now that I see it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It was part of PlayStation, not PlayStation Plus, but PlayStation Plus Premium, I guess let's call it now, since PlayStation Now is dead.
Yeah.
Even though it's not really dead, because PlayStation Plus Premium is the same exact thing.
They just revamped it, basically.
Yeah.
How far did you get into it?
I was dumb and didn't know what I was doing, so I got stuck in the first maybe 30 minutes.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I was also very tired and sleepy when playing it, so I couldn't think straight.
Yeah.
I played it and I was like, okay, it's like a hack and slash. Like, it's kind of like Devil May Cry, or the closest thing I can compare it to, you know? And then I was like, not as fun as Devil May Cry for me, but it looks pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, this is more on the hack and slash side. So,
So, yeah. Yeah, so is Devil May Cry. That's why I said you would really like Devil May Cry.
I probably
Especially
would.
now that I know that you like this.
Yeah. I love action RPGs. So,
Then you would love Devil May Cry. Do you like making fancy combos and stuff?
yeah.
Like using your attacks to make fancy combos and look cool? Devil May Cry adds a combo system and everything. It's really cool. I don't do a lot of the combos. I just play I play it, but I don't do a lot of the combos. So I'm not like the most exciting person to watch playing Devil May Cry, because you're
Yeah.
not gonna see crazy combos from me. But I will still love the series a lot. Virgil is still one of my favorite video game characters of all time, so. Except DMC Reboot Virgil. Thank God that game bombed. They ruined Dante and Virgil. Like, how do you do that?
Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy.
Get behind it if it wasn't a Devil May Cry game, but the fact they slapped the Devil May Cry label on it, I just can't. I played through the whole thing because I promised a friend I would,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a horrible game. I'm not saying it's a horrible game. It's just not what a Devil May Cry game should be, you know?
Yeah.
It has I will say it has one of the most creative bosses in the entire franchise. I'll say that. But besides that, like, one boss, there wasn't anything noteworthy. It was an okay game. I would have been fine with it if it wasn't Devil May Cry. It way wasn't Devil May Cry.
Well, I
Especially
could
considering
only
Dante was
imagine.
nothing like Dante. Like, you've seen how Dante looks in other Devil May Cry games, right?
Yeah.
You've seen pictures, right? Have you seen what he looks like in the reboot? Or should I say reboot attempt?
Not really. Again, I
I'll
did.
post-
Devil May Cry was a game I wanted to get into, but never got around to it.
That's fair, Cap. That's fair. There's a lot of games, you know? And
There are a lot
it's
of
hard
games.
to play them all, you know?
I messed
That's
up.
fair. There's many games I want to play, and I just don't have the time for them, you know?
Yeah, I'm.
So I totally get it.
All right.
There's actually a funny thing is there's actually a whole video of why Devil May Cry reboot Dante is a bad character. There's a
Oh.
whole video on it, just so you know, as well. Yeah, he's not great.
Do 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 do. I really don't understand why they have parts like these. These are kind of pointless, in my opinion. Red is for experience. Yeah, I haven't played this in a long time. I'm in a let's play all the games I haven't played in a long time mood. So.
You know what you haven't played in a long time?
What?
Castlevania.
That is true. Oh, I have the...
Okay, check the Discord when you can.
Okay.
I posted a picture of Reboot Dante for you.
Thank you. Give me a sec. Wow, that looks so bad and edgy. I hate it.
You see why people don't like it?
Yeah.
Like, does that look like Dante to you?
No. It looks like like an I don't know, they're trying to be edgy and completely failed.
Yeah, exactly. And as I said, there's even a whole video on why the Reboot Dante's a really bad character.
Yeah.
Because that's what they did. They tried to be really edgy with him. Like, there's this scene in the store, one of the very first boss fights. There's a scene, and basically, the whole scene is Dante saying "F you," the boss saying "F you," Dante saying "F you," and them saying it back and forth, and that's the whole scene.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, that sounds exciting. I really love that type of dialogue, and
I think the only character in that whole game that I liked was Kat. I believe that's what her name was. And that I did not like Virgil at all. They ruined Virgil, to be honest. They ruined Virgil just as bad as Dante. While his appearance isn't as bad as Dante's,
yeah.
they okay, like here's a quote from Virgil from the regular series. Guns are distasteful, an instrument for an unrefined weakling. And you know what he uses in the reboot? Which is a slap in the face to Virgil fans? He uses a gun. Despite, in the original series, being completely against guns.
That's kind of bad.
Yeah. Not only that, he shoots a pregnant demon in the stomach with a sniper rifle.
Well, dang.
And it's like, that's not Virgil. Virgil may be a villain, but he's very honorable. That's not Virgil.
I messed up.
And yes, I know it's supposed to be a reboot, but you chase the character so much
Yeah.
that they're not that character anymore, in my opinion. So yeah, now you see why people did not like it.
Yeah.
And it's not even because the gameplay was bad. The gameplay was the only thing that kept me playing it.
Yeah.
The gameplay was fine. The gameplay was more than typical. But the story and the characters, they really ruined.
Yeah.
Another thing they did is they changed the whole story. Like, for example, the Dark Knight Sparta was a hero that defeated the evil demon Mundus. Well, in Devil May Cry, the reboot is the reverse. He lost, so Mundus is still running about, and you have to stop Mundus. So they changed reversed the whole story. That was already established in 4 Devil May Cry games.
Yeah.
And I understand, you want to change for a reboot, that's fine, but the complete opposite story, why not just write a new story, you know? Why just do the same story but in reverse of what happened?
I don't know. I can't say.
Yeah. But yeah, that is basically DMC reboot in a nutshell.
Yeah.
The only good thing that came out of it is that Capcom learned the fans really don't want a reboot. They don't want that, especially what they did. And you know what that resulted in? Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah.
So even Capcom tries to pretend the reboot didn't happen. Another slap in the face to fans. This was from PlayStation All-Stars. PlayStation All-Stars wanted to use the Dante people liked. You know, the actual DMC, Devil May Cry original Dante, right?
Yeah.
Capcom told him, no, you're gonna use the new emo Dante, and you're gonna like it. That's all you're allowed to use. So that was another slap in the face they did. Because yeah, PlayStation All-Stars wanted to use the original Dante, but Capcom wouldn't let them. They were basically like, it's emo Dante or nothing.
Oh, that's depressing.
Yep. Beat up that horse crab. Have you played God of War 3 before?
I have.
This is the one where Kratos defeats Zeus, right?
Yeah, this is the end of the trilogy, essentially.
That didn't stop them from making a new game.
No, it didn't. But they were smart about it because... Oh my gosh.
Are you playing on the hardest difficulty or something?
No.
Oh, it's just hard?
It's just a little hard, yeah.
Oh, gotcha. You gotta remember, when I tried this out, that was when just got PlayStation Now, and I was just skimming through games, like
I
hundreds
died.
of games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't give this game a fair chance either.
Oh,
Because
I feel so bad
Go
for
ahead.
you.
Because I wanted to find a game I liked on the spot, so I was trying a ton of games.
Yeah.
And I liked some of them, and actually played them more than 30 minutes. Like, there's a game called, I believe it's called God Eater. So good.
Yeah. It's a shame we never got through to this game. This game is incredibly epic. So,
Yeah, games like this and Don't Make Me Cry are very satisfying to play, but I don't know, I was just going through games and it didn't draw me in enough, you know? Cause you got, as I said, I was trying out hundreds of games.
yeah.
I say hundreds of games. There's 150 games in my life, that it shows I played. Because of PlayStation Now.
Yeah.
Only about 10 or 15 of them did I actually get on my own. The rest are all PlayStation Now. But yeah, I just basically went through a game, and if I didn't instantly like it in 30 minutes, I moved on to the next. I started to realize I don't need that many games.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really give them much of a chance, and they had to impress me on the spot, and most of them did. Granted, some of them I thought were terrible, and I hated them. And I would not have played in more than 30 minutes anyways, but some of them, it was just like I didn't get them a full chance.
Yeah. Me, I only my big thing is I'm very particular about the games. I usually only play games that I know have gotten good acclaim.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so
I might play Persona 5 Royal because that was added to Game Pass, actually. And I keep trying to figure out how to cancel Game Pass, but I just get annoyed trying to look for it. And then once like, what, you want to log to your Microsoft account? And I'm like, I don't remember my Microsoft account.
yeah.
Okay, I'm not dealing with this. But they added Persona 5 Royal to it. So now Crimson can stop asking me to play it, because I can actually play it.
Oh. Persona 5, now Persona 5, there's another level of game that's too long. And Persona 5 is too long for me to play considering how busy
That's the
I
guy
am.
that played Elden Ring.
And I haven't finished it.
If it's if the Persona 5 is similar, like Crimson said, to Shin Megami Tensei, I'll probably like it. I don't know. It's just that big games like that, it takes a lot to draw me into them.
Yeah.
Like Elden Ring, I had to see like 5 different people play it until I went, okay, I need this.
Yeah. I think that you'd probably, wait, where is this going?
Like, Rin, back when Rin was streaming, and Krebs were both playing Elden Ring at the same time, and that's a big reason, the biggest reason why I ended up getting it, because I was like, oh, okay, that's so cool, I need this.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's a question of me liking Persona, because I think, sure, I'll like it. It's just that, do I like it? Do I want it enough to play a really long game? Because the last 2 games I played that are really long, which is Shin Megami Tensei 5 and Devil May Cry, not Devil May Cry, we're just talking about Devil May Cry, but Shin Megami Tensei and Elden Ring, I put about 50 hours in both those games, didn't beat them.
Yeah. I mean, 50 hours is actually a good amount of time for a game, so.
It shows you how long those games are.
Yeah.
Granted, Elden Ring is open world, you know, so you get engrossed in exploring everywhere, and that's what big reason why it takes so long. If you could beat like Elden Ring in under 50 hours if you do just the story and nothing else.
Yeah.
But it's the open world game, and I did not want to do that, you know, so I went at my own pace. Shin Megami Tensei and Elden Ring, ironically, I stopped both of them for the same reason. I got lost, didn't know where to go, and I was like, you know what, I need to take a break from these games anyways. And then I never went back.
Yeah.
Now, if I went back, I would be like, wait, where the hell am I? What do I do? I don't want to start a new file, but I don't know where to go.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about open world games, especially Elden Ring, is that you kind of just go where you feel you need to go.
I wouldn't say Shingo Kensei's open world, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Persona 5 doesn't have random encounters. You actually have to walk into the enemy on purpose or get caught by them because they're on the open world.
Yeah.
You don't just get a random encounter. But the other Shin Megami Tensei games, you get random encounters. In those games, I play like 20 hours. Then I'm like, okay, I'm tired of the random encounters. I need a break. And then I don't go back to them. That's what happened with Final Fantasy VII, the original.
A true warrior does not hide, Poseidon. Leave the sea and face me.
Or there's another game that was just I put quite a bit of hours into, and it was just really long. Final Fantasy VII Remake. So yeah, that's why I try to avoid long games. They had to really draw me in.
Yeah.
I'll be real with you. You know what the biggest thing that drew me to Final Fantasy VII Remake was?
What's that?
FIFA in 3D. Because previously the only time she was in 3D was like the Dissidia games and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the graphics of the original Final Fantasy VII are terrible. Even for its time, they're terrible. Visually, it's not aged well either. But yeah. I really like Tifa, so. game is so hard to design at the beginning of the game. Now you're seeing why I dropped this so fast.
What? Oh, this game?
Yeah. Yeah, it was really hard, and I was like, not in the mood for it. I don't want a challenge right now. I just want to play leisurely, you know?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you don't want a challenge. You just want to, relax. So, that was another reason why I stopped God of War.
But there's so many epic moments. Like literally, every boss, every god you kill is just so epic. Get ready. Get ready.
Have you played Ragnarok?
No, it hasn't come out yet. That's kind of why I wanted to play this, because this is what reminded me.
Oh, gotcha. I get that. Because I know I played a lot of Metroidvanias when, like Metroidvania, Castlevanias. I played a lot of them when Ritual of the Night was announced and a release day and everything.
Yeah.
So I get it. You're just so hyped for that game, you go back and play something just like it.
Basically. Now this is actually very different than God of War. The other God of War is more action RPG and less hack and slash.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So.
Dude, I didn't get to bed until like 6 p.m.
That's late.
I know, I was grinding Fortnite. I don't know why. I don't know why this game's hooking me. Oh, by the way, I feel so bad, because I never realized Ren was kidding the whole time. He was being sarcastic. It's so hard to read sarcasm from text. But yeah, Ren was being sarcastic the other day.
Yo, yeah, I
He's
kind of figured.
Yeah, but I was having a bad. I don't know if I told you this, but my aunt was admitted to the hospital.
Yeah.
She has heart problems and she fainted at work. That just happened.
Oh,
I
snap.
couldn't go see her because of COVID restrictions.
Yeah.
So they only allowed one person at a time because of COVID restrictions. We talked about this. And since that was going on, my mind wasn't all there, for sure.
Yeah, you're probably stressed out.
Yeah.
So this is not the game to help with anger, by the way. Maybe it is. It's a good game to release your anger.
There will always be another to stand against you.
They will fall as well.
The death of Olympus means the death of us all.
Then prepare for your death, Poseidon.
This is probably one of the most graphic scenes in all of gaming.
Have you seen Mortal Kombat?
Oh, just watch.
Oh, that's one thing I knew I didn't like about God of War was the quick time events.
I actually like QuickTime events.
I don't.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. I'm in the
But I'll
minority there.
tolerate them if they're not mashing. If you're
Yeah.
mashing a button, I hate that.
This does have some button mashing. Okay, here's the part that's really graphic. And literally dug out his eyes.
Mortal Kombat's still more graphic.
Fair enough. By the way, if you want to know why they're those weird water horse-like creatures. Because Poseidon is the god of the ocean, but he's also the god of horses. So. Well, Kratos just killed a bunch of people right there.
Kratos, the death of Zeus is within our reach. Climb to my hand.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's the, that's when I played along. Look, that's the last time I played. 2018, 4 years ago. Sheesh.
You said you beat the game, right?
Yeah. So I haven't beaten it in 4 years.
Because don't get me wrong, Devil May Cry has quick time events too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I
Well,
just don't care for them, but as I said, I'll tolerate them as long as they're not mashing.
yeah. I just like the cinematic aspect of it. In a moment, it's for me like in one brief moment, it feels like you're playing a movie. So,
I'm not defending Smash for this, because I hate that Smash has this, but even mashing in Smash is actually not as bad as it is in certain games.
yeah,
Mainly Resident Evil 5.
What more will you destroy?
yeah,
There's a scene in Resident Evil 5 in the final boss fight where Sheppa is hanging on a ledge,
And you
and you have to mash the square button so fast or she'll fall off and
yeah,
die. And at the same time, Chris has to punch a boulder off screen. And you so which also has to mash, just not as bad as, but nowhere near as bad as Sheppa has to mash, the Sheppa player. And you have to keep mashing for like several minutes until Chris pushes the boulder in and comes to get you and lets you up.
yeah,
Terrible. I never had. I just couldn't mash that fast. So I never played as Sheppa in that stage because unless my person I'm playing with has an unlimited RPG and can just RPG Wesker 5 times and kill him.
yeah,
If I help you,
Because that part is so bad.
now Zeus gains.
Resident Evil 5 is still my favorite Resident Evil game, but I refuse to play as Sheppa because of that.
I send you to serve
yeah.
the Titans.
do not deny me my revenge.
Like literally in my playthroughs, I'll play Sheva all the way into that chapter, then I'll switch to Chris.
Yeah.
Zeus is no
It's that bad. You have to mash that hard.
Yeah. Likely, like in this game, you do have to mash, but it's not super hard. It's not like as fast as possible.
Gotcha.
So
But
you have to be kind of fast, but not like button mashing Super Mario Party fast.
yeah, that's what I hate, and
Yeah.
not to mention Smash, you can kind of get away with being bad at mashing. Sure, it will put you in a disadvantage, but it's not as big as you're guaranteed to die if you fail. You know? Does that
Yeah.
make sense? So yeah. By the way, in Fortnite, I completed the battle pass. Now I'm on the bonus battle pass. And I'm on page 2 of the bonus battle pass. And I have one more item to get points for to unlock until
Yeah.
I can get the next page. Let's see. I played for like 15 hours straight. So that tells you how grindy the bonus battle pass is.
Yeah.
But I'm having fun playing the game in general, so it doesn't bother me. If I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, that's what's important. That's why you play
I
games.
just view it as a bonus to my fun, you know?
Yeah. Such a pretty game. This is such a pretty game. Even in today's standards, this is such a pretty game.
We are not finished, Zeus. The gates of Hades have never held me.
Death cannot hold those who purpose Kratos.
Athena,
I have missed you, Sergeant.
I don't.
My sacrifice to save Zeus has brought me to a higher existence.
You still appear to be an Olympian.
Appearances can be deceiving, Kratos.
So can the children of Olympus.
Perhaps. But remember, my death came by your blade.
My blade was meant for Zeus.
Oh, this is Sparta!
Yeah, basically.
War for Olympus rages on, and
Can you hear the game, by the way?
Let them suffer.
I have the stream muted, so I can't tell you. Want me to mute it for a second and check for you?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second.
to destroy the king of the gods, you must seek the source of his strength, the flame of Olympus.
Okay, I checked. Your game is... You can hear it, but it's really quiet.
And now you seek to destroy
Yeah?
Yeah, you can hear it, but it's really quiet.
I see truth.
How do I fix that? That's the question.
Perhaps these will earn back your trust. These are the blades of exile. They will help guide you on your journey to the flame. Remember, as long as Zeus reigns, there is no hope for mankind.
In my opinion, Athena is the most evil god / goddess of them all. Like, if we're just talking about flat out evil, I think she's the worst. If you read some of the mythology stories of what she did,
Yeah.
hers is the worst. Like, Medusa and Arachne, anyone? Oh, you beat me at a sewing contest. I'm turning you into a spider now. Oh, you called for my help. I'm turning you into Medusa now.
I don't know. I always thought Zeus in general is pretty bad. Like, he is a
Zeus
king.
doesn't turn people into monsters, though. For petty reasons, too. Zeus is just... How do I put this? I don't know how to put this, but...
It's hard to put into
He
a
likes
PG
that.
rating.
He likes to lay in bed with everybody.
Yeah.
But that's like the main thing he does for the most part. I just don't think he's as bad as Athena.
Yeah. Okay, 1 second. One second. There's a...
Oh man, I wanted to make another PlayStation All Stars. I felt like I was one of the only ones that actually really liked it. And I don't think the Supers as bad as people said. They just need to be balanced better.
Yeah, well... It's they're struggling. It's the same issue of Smash Bros has done so good at controlling the space because of how good it is, and that it's been really hard to get any other game into it. So
At one point, Multiversus had a higher player base than Smash Bros ever had.
yeah, I think Multiversus is still competing really well, honestly. But
Brawlhalla has always been the one that competed the best. As much as I hate that game,
yeah,
it's the only platform fighter I don't like.
yeah,
I'm not kidding. I played every single platform fighter under the sun. You could say I'm a veteran of platform fighters.
yeah.
And Brawlhalla is the only one I didn't like. Which is funny because I have a friend that Brawlhalla is the only one besides Smash that he liked.
Really?
Yeah. I just can't stand Brawlhalla. But I can't deny its success. It still gets... it has a higher player base than Smash. If you look at its player base,
Yeah,
it still does, and it has $1 million tournaments that the people that made the game host.
yeah.
I'm not kidding when I say $1 million tournaments, by the way. Prize money for $1 million.
Serve you well, Kratos. Use them
Yeah.
to call forth the spirits of your exiled
They
foes
really
to
support their
rebel.
community and everything. I don't have anything against them. I just didn't like the game. I don't know why, but games with a big thing that draws you in nowadays is games with cool skins. If a game has cool skins and I like the gameplay,
Yeah.
I'm hooked. So this is why I've been playing multiverses more than Smash. The skins really do make it that much of a difference. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
And the fact they release new skins like every week or so nice. And Fortnite does the same thing. So either way, I don't care what Rin says. I think Fortnite's a great game.
Oh, I'm sure it's a good game. The only reason I don't like playing it is just because of the
memes?
image around it,
You mean the memes?
the memes.
All the memes?
Not even the memes. It's more like
Trust me, I thought the same way. And then like a friend kept asking me to play it, and I told her fine, I'll try it. And now I'm like, dang it, Biggie, you got me addicted to this game. How could you?
that's funny.
Because I would have probably never tried it otherwise. And yeah, I would have never tried the game otherwise.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, I did try it like in 2017 when it first came out. Back when you could only have building and there was no build,
Yeah.
and that drew me away because I hated build. But now you can play no build, so. You know, before I even played, there was one thing that immediately made me go, oh my god, I gotta get this. I gotta get this. I gotta unlock this. And that was Winix Rose. Once I saw her, I was like, I gotta. So yeah.
Yeah.
No, I played it. I'm like, actually, I really like this gameplay. It's fun. So I stayed hooked. Oh, a new cap video.
Yeah, so I had the day off, and I spent a good chunk of it updating a lot of my stuff. Ricky.
Why did it just get posted now though?
Oh, it takes a long time.
Because at first I thought you dropped them in there, and I'm like, wait a minute, he can't do that while he's streaming.
No, it just takes a long time to load. By the way, Ricky's here. Ricky's doing good. Good to see ya. I'm doing well.
Hello. How's it going?
Actually, is there something in here? Haha. Doing fine yourself? That's good. I am getting ready for the new God of War. I'm glad you picked up on that. Isn't it interesting? I decided to pick God of War 3 before God of War, the God of War reboot. I don't know why no one's played this game in a while.
It's old.
It is, but it's legendary. This game is so good.
No, you're legendary.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I wouldn't call myself legendary, but...
You're the legendary captain.
The legendary captain.
Oh, I got a name idea for your channel.
Yeah?
The Cap of Legend. Or the Captain of Legend.
The captain of legend?
Yeah. It's okay if you don't like that. It just crossed my mind.
Ricky, you think you play these games as well? It's on your PS5? Since you have Premium Plus? Maybe. I wouldn't know, actually. So I'm playing this. I'm playing God of War 3 Remastered on my PS4. So I'm just playing the copy of the game.
I don't even have a PlayStation 5 yet.
So...
They're still releasing games on both. And I don't really have the money for PS5 right now, so...
Yeah.
And if I really need a game that bad, almost all those games release on PC anyways. So if I'm desperate and it's PS5 and PC only, for example, I can play it on PC. You know?
Yeah.
If it comes down to it.
I'm trying to remember what to do here. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I want a PS5, but I'm not like desperate right now either. I'll probably get one sometime next year
Yeah.
if I had to guess. When and not to mention they're still hard to find.
You'll burn me alive!
Hold R1 and then X to kick it. Okay, there we go. I love how Kratos is always like, he meets somebody who's like, save me! And then Kratos is like, nah, I don't feel like it. Wait, have you ever seen this game before?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you I played it. Just barely.
Oh, right.
The gods were right to curse you.
I'll be quiet.
We just had this talk for 30 minutes.
You're right, and I just forgot.
But that wasn't even 5-10 minutes ago. It's okay. You have Premium Plus. I also have Premium Plus, but for PS4.
Wait, why won't you let me... I'm forgetting what to do here. Do I kick you up? Oh, jump into the Icarus vent. Got it. Wait. Oh, I see what I gotta do now. Okay.
You light me on fire. I cannot help you.
Ah, be quiet.
Oh, that was too close. Come on. There we go. What are you doing?
Wait to tell that dude to shut up.
Didn't even care. Of Apollo.
You have gained the bow of Apollo. Its fiery arrows will clear your path.
Boop. Stretch. Hydrate. Oh, snap. That's actually not a bad idea.
Stretch costs so much. By the way, I
Yeah.
think you should raise the price on your hydrate.
How much do I have it? 200?
Yeah, but it's still spammable at 200.
That's true, but I don't think it's as bad. I think 200 is a good point. 100 is too spammable, and 500's like, I don't know, too much. I think 200's a good middle ground. Oh, 1 second. Let me stretch my legs a little bit more.
You need to add a channel point word that says Arclight says P2 is best boy.
I don't think I need a channel point reward for that. You're going to do it anyway.
P2 is best boy.
See?
He's a good boy.
He is a good boy.
He's good at video games too. He makes me question myself sometimes because he's so much better than me.
Okay. Come on. Oh, I had it. That was there. So. What? I didn't get in there. Freak. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. Let me in. Let me in. This isn't nice. I don't like this. Oh, freak. What's the way to get in there? Because I can see some stuff in there. Did I get it? No, not worth it. I'm done. I need to move on.
Oh?
Oh.
Go back there and pick it up.
No, I don't want to spend... Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot.
That happened because you didn't listen to me. Now if you don't want to die again, you should go get the item.
Hi, Missing Spear. How's it going? Good to see ya. That works. It's alright. That's good. That's good. Oh. Look, because I was stupid, we get another chance. Yay. Nope. Hydrate. What? What? Alright. I love it. Water is important, guys. You can never get too much of it. That's technically a lie. I once heard a story where they were, when the Nintendo Switch first came out, they did a it was a radio talk show. They did a special promotion to try to get people to, you know, call in, and it was like for a free Nintendo Switch basically. And the guy, and the promotion was you have to drink 5 gallons of water. And it was like, what the heck? Well, a guy did it. He drank 5 gallons of water and he died. So he drowned to death because he had too much water. Don't like this. Okay, I think I got. I didn't get it. You remember that story? Yeah. Now, was it for the Switch or for the? I'm trying to remember. I think it was
Oh,
for the
you
Switch.
almost had it.
Oh, almost had it.
I got you $1.
I think.
Remember that
Oh, I got
commercial?
there. I got it that time. If at first you don't succeed, try again. I guess.
You only did it because I told you to. Be quiet.
Look, I accidentally killed myself embarrassingly, and I was like, "Well, I'm back here. I guess I better try now." Cat fumbling. So true. Boop boop. My favorite weapon in this has always been the uh, the Hercules gauntlets. So that's a pretty good fight too. Dude, just every fight in this game is just amazing. I just love this game. Just like raw brute strength energy. Smash win? Oh snap. I'm kind of
Yeah,
in a
smash win.
I know, right? I I hate to say it, I've been kind of in a trying to beat all these games I haven't played in a while kick.
Lies. Smash. Here's a message from Smash Bros. Cap, you're addicted to me. Come back to me. That's what Smash Bros had to say.
What what happened to the old cap, the old Smash cap? I don't know. I just I wanted to play Zelda, and then now I want to play this. There's just a bunch of games I want to play. Maybe I need. Oh yeah, I gotta do.
Or Arc like finally broken your Smash addiction.
I don't know about that. You feel it? Yeah. I'll be honest though, I do feel a little sad playing Smash now, just because I've hit a I think I've hit my peak. So I'm having a hard time feeling like I'm improving. So
Okay, I know how we can decide this. 1 second.
there's never a peak. Oh, my friend, I'm an old fogey. That's my peak is Ooh. Come on.
Look at the poll.
You feel like you're at your peak, but you're really not. You keep learning more. Yeah.
Look at the poll.
Wait, you made a poll?
Yep.
Should we switch to Smash Bros? What? Yeah.
It's like yes is winning.
Well, that's funny. Ricky's like, well, I'm not gonna play. My eyes are like a zombie right now. Oh snap!
God dang it, Ricky, you ruined the joke. Because I made this poll as a joke.
No, I do still play every now and often, but like I said, so I have a lot of barriers still, right? So one, my age, which honestly, and I don't want to use it as an excuse, but like my reaction times are slower. So, and so because my reaction times are slower, it's hard for me to pick up on my improvements. Two, my time. Like I don't have time to sit and play the game and analyze everything. Like there's a saying that the best way to learn is to watch your VODs, and like I don't have time to watch VODs really. And when I want to play, I want to play. I don't really want to watch VODs. So,
Yes, you do.
and then the last thing, and it's also kind of a situation, is most of my practice has to come from online. So it has to come from playing on Elite Smash or possibly arenas. So,
You don't
it's
like
just
watching tournaments, Cap?
say what?
You don't like watching tournaments?
It's not that I don't like watching tournaments. I just don't have time. When tournaments are going on, I'm working. You know, I work 60 hours a week.
You could watch the VOD. You don't have to watch it live.
I mean, I do that on occasion, but at the same time, it's like watching VODs is different. Watching VODs of tournaments is different than like playing the game. So, like, if I wanted to, so I can't sit and play the game and watch a tournament at the same time. You know, I have to like sit and watch a tournament. So,
Here's what I did. When I got replays of my tournament, right? My tournament games and stuff,
yeah,
I would send it to my coach or whoever or someone else, because I sent them to other people too.
yeah.
And I would have them review them and write down notes and write down everything I did wrong, and then I never had to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, here's the thing. If someone asks me to, I love reviewing VODs. I actually do. Like other people's VODs, fantastic. Getting me to watch my own is like, I don't know, it's a different feeling. So
You want to watch Pichu's VODs? I must warn you, his skill will make you feel really bad.
I don't know, man. Remember that one time we went on the shared content to look at Pichu memes?
Can we not talk about those cursed me's, please?
It wasn't even the bees, man. Like there was that one time, or like there was a couple of videos of like Pichu combos, but he was playing against a random.
Theater?
Yeah, like that was like level 1. You got top 8 in the Southwest Region Finals Cup. Sent got first place. What? Dude, Ricky, that's fantastic. Congratulations. Congratulations indeed. Dang. Who did he go as? Did he go as Joker? Lost against Frog and Louis Money. Top Palu. Joker and Byleth. Gotcha. Dang. Yeah, Louis Money's really good. I think I've actually fought him a couple times on Elite. I remember a fun moment where I got him. He was playing Ike. I think it was him. and he tried to get me with the back air, but I countered him. So whoever got first place gets to go to Panda Cup for free. Yeah. Oh well, I'm not surprised that it's Send. Send is just so good. So.
You know what's not good? His name.
I don't think his name is amazing. I'll be honest about that.
Like, Best Nest was like, okay, he is the best Nest. I guess that can slide. And then he changed it.
Well, he didn't
And
like
now
his. He didn't really like his name, so.
I'm just saying it made sense at least.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I liked it either. I just like I could deal with it because it was true. You know what I mean? It was true, so it's not like he was bluffing, you know?
Yeah.
With that name. He was actually the best Nest.
Yeah.
So it didn't bother me.
What am I missing? I'm missing someone. Oh, that's what I'm missing. Trial 2, The Lost. Why do the condemned souls of Hades continue to seek salvation when they are eternally damned? Kill wandering souls before they are converted into Hades' army. Oh. Oh! So Sen seems more mature in a way and more serious. I can see that. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that Sen has a name that he enjoys. So, I can't say much. I'm trying to change my Twitch name because I'm not a big fan of it. So, oh my gosh.
Can I be completely real?
Yeah.
I never really liked your name that much.
Oh, Caravans?
No, yeah, no offense.
Oh,
No
I'm not
offense.
offended. Again, I only picked it because there was the name that I had was already used. So good. The chosen to enter the gates of Elysia, more than perseverance and strength is required. Step forward to attempt judgment and prove your worth. Destroy everything. Let's go. Yeah. So, like, I don't know. I am kind of leaning towards capping. Or capping. So, I think it's kind of funny, in a way.
How about best brawler?
Best brawler. I'm not the best brawler, though. See, that's
Best
another
Nest
thing.
wasn't always the best Nest back when his name was Best Nest.
I think I'm one of the better brawlers. If anything, I like to call myself the most above average brawler. But the best, nah. Jules is doing really good.
I was the best Richter in Houston for a while.
Yeah.
Because I was the only one.
Oh crap! I am dying so hard.
But people said my Richter was good. but I never really agreed with that. I never thought it was all that great, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm about to
But-
die.
I always seem to lose against people
did
I
die.
shouldn't lose against, using scrub tactics. But then I do better against the high-level pros. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
I talk to some people if they have the same problem, and they're like, "Oh, that's okay, Arclight. We have the same problem," and it's like, "Yeah, but it's infuriating."
Yeah.
I would feel so much better if I did bad against the top level and do good against the people I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
You know?
I've hit an interesting point where, like, I do relatively decent against any level, so, like I'll lose to scrubs roughly the same way as I'll lose to high-level players. Top-level players still kind of smoke me, but again, and here's another sad thing, is that I feel like I'm really close to being really good. Again, I'm still at that edge part where if I just, I don't know, saw the game differently or...
That's the thing. I would lose to scrubs for no reason, and I would take games off of top players in my region. That's how... It was infuriating, because I was like, okay, I shouldn't be losing to these inferior players if I'm taking games off top players. What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just so infuriating.
Oh, okay, that's going to help out a lot. There we go.
There's no worse feeling than losing to someone you should have beaten.
Yeah.
I've actually dropped out of tournaments before after losing to someone I should have beat.
Yeah.
I literally dropped out before because of it.
Yeah.
Because if I kept playing, I was just gonna play bad because I was in a bad mind frame and I would not get out of that mind frame unless I got out of the situation, you know?
Yeah. I've never officially dropped out of a tournament, but like, what happens is that if I lose, there'll be sometimes I'm just in the mood not to stay, so I'll leave early.
Yeah, I dropped out before. Because if I'm not in the right mind frame, I'm not learning anything either, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna learn anything from my gameplay because it's mistakes I would have made this mistake if I was in the right mind frame.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter, you know? So yeah.
It's all good.
But when I do play good though against the people I was supposed to beat, I get 17th at a regional. One thing about that regional, that's actually the only regional I attended that I did not use Solo Richter,
Yeah.
I believe. This was on stream, but I actually went Marth as part of that game. Only game 2 was on stream because the power went out.
Yeah.
Or was it game 2 that switched to Marth? I don't remember. I think it was game 2 that switched to Marth. And I switched to Marth, but the power cut out, and then everything was down, so I didn't get on stream with my Marth.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, it was a horrible idea switching to Marth. I should have just stayed Richter, regardless of the bad matchup that I did.
Yeah. It doesn't really matter about matchups if you gotta be able to play the character.
You know what I mean? You get what I mean then. So yeah, you totally get what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Now I can say, okay, I still switch to a character I know how to play, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't really know how to play Marth as well as I thought I did. But now I can say, okay, I don't want to be Richter, I'll be Sephiroth. Oh, I don't want to be Sephiroth, I'll be Zelda. Or, a character I can play.
And Order of Zeus.
Yeah.
I have several characters I can play now.
Face your final judgment, mortal. King Aeacus has found you wanting.
So yeah.
King Radamanthus has found you worthy. It falls to me, King Minos, to make the final decision. Your future is cloaked in shadow. The realm of the afterlife is not yet ready for you. Beyond that door waits your destiny.
Well, do I know how to play? I could switch to like Samus if I needed to. I could switch to Bowser if I needed to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of characters I can play now, you know, that I know I can switch to and do okay with. Enough where the matchup does matter, you know, is what I mean. You know?
Yeah.
Compared to Marth, I didn't know how to play Marth as nearly as well as I thought I did.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I made Marth and Bailey. This should be fine. Nope. Did not work out that way.
I've tried playing other characters in bracket, and like my Samus, I would mention that the big thing with my Samus, being Samus is like people would say that my Samus is better, but the problem with my Samus is that my Samus is too linear, so because of that, I get wrecked by top players against Samus. So, as Samus.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that was stupid. That's why
I remember why I went Marth. I played Marth in friendlies because I didn't want people to know my Richter.
Yeah.
And my Marth took games off people, so that's
Oh.
why. That's why I switched to Marth, the biggest thing.
It was a sense
I
of.
didn't know Marth as well as I thought I did.
Yeah.
I believe I can't remember who I switched it into against. I think I either switched into it against the P2 game 2, or I switched into it against my other matchup in game 2. No, I think it was the P2. Against the P2, because game 1 was on stream. You seen my game 1 against Elwolf. I showed you that.
Yeah.
Game 2, the power went out, so it didn't come out. But I switched to Marth. And I actually did better with Richter than I did Marth, despite the horrible matchup, because I didn't know how to play Marth like I thought I did.
Yeah.
The only character I could switch to that I knew, I had a bad match against P2 that was arguably worse than Richter's, actually.
Really?
Which was Widowmac. Widowmac is arguably worse, but now that I think about it, back then I should have just switched to Widowmac because a lot of people don't know the Widowmac matchup, funny enough, so you can get away with silly, cheesy stuff that you shouldn't get away with.
Little Mac is a good character to really switch up your opponent. So if they aren't good, I should probably give that little bit of disclaimer. So if they're a good player, they'll know how to switch you up really quickly. So it won't help you as much as you think it will. But Oh yeah, I'm a little ahead. Yeah. So we'll see what happens in the future with Smash Bros. I do want to keep playing it, and I'll probably play a little bit on my own. Again, I am trying to play games I haven't played in a while. But I don't know. My motivation to play it is starting to wane a little bit, just because I'm sad that I can't. I'm struggling to improve. So. Alright, trying to remember where I'm supposed to go. I'm supposed to... Oh, I think I missed it. Like, Pokemon's coming out soon. God of War Ragnarok is coming out soon. Um, Sonic Frontiers actually looks really good, and I kind of want to play that. I kind of want to play the Bayonetta series. So there's just a lot coming out that I really want to play. But at the same time, you know, my time is limited, so...
Uh-huh.
What's the priority, you know? Smash Bros. Or all these games that I want to play? So, I think I'm...
Well, with all these games you want to play, you should really do a poll and ask people what they want to see you play. Obviously, you have to do Pokemon Choose My Stream, but
Yeah.
like, for example, you can go, okay, do you want to see me play Sonic Frontiers, or you want me to see me play Bayonetta? You know,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
No,
It,
I know who
that
you are.
that can help you decide.
They said
Yeah.
you would come.
Anyways, be right back for real this time.
Okay.
Show yourself, Hades. Another one of your tricks.
As usual, Spartan, you are gravely mistaken.
Face me, coward.
So eager, Kratos.
Why?
Soon enough, we will have our time to play.
Why are you not picking up? 1 second. Alright, let's go. I want to be able... Oh, why? Alright. I don't know what's going on, why it's not capturing the audio. It's kind of bugging me. Whatever.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, there it goes.
Okay.
Sorry, my mic was being silly.
All right. Oh. uh, yeah, this actually happened in the first game. It's funny. So intense.
Not family friendly. You're never family friendly. What are you saying?
Look, I had to specify because this game's a little extra not family friendly, I guess.
And Elden Ring was?
Oh, freak. I don't remember what I'm supposed to do with this.
You're supposed to push it off that cliff.
Oh, crap. I don't exactly know why they decided to put puzzle elements in these games, but they did. 2013 and 14 was a weird time for gaming. Okay. Sweet.
Huh. Fortnite just added Obi-Wan Kenobi and Boba Fett.
Well, dang.
They also added Rey and the Stormtrooper.
It's going to be basically Battlefront by the time they're done.
And they added Star Wars spaceship gliders.
Well, dang.
And there's still Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and Leia.
Oh, this next fight is annoying. The Pit of Tartarus.
It's okay, P2 beat him, so you can do it, maybe. Don't know. P2's very skilled.
Oh, that was the wrong button.
It said that P2 picked up and threw a building with one finger.
Oh. Oh, this isn't where the crazy hard fight is.
You lied to us, Cap? How could you?
Huh?
You lied to us.
I
How
know,
could you?
right?
Are you having fun?
I am having fun. Are you having fun?
I'm just chilling. Hanging out, you know?
That's
So,
good.
probably about to play some Fortnite and multitask and watch your stream at the same time.
Well, you know, this is a chill stream. No, I recommend people just vibing.
Don't worry, I can see both at the same time. Well, to an extent.
Oh, I killed myself on accident. Yeah.
You know what sucks?
Yeah.
When you're cold and you need a blanket, but your dog is using it, and you feel bad taking it from them. So you choose to freeze instead.
Ghost of Sparta.
That's something.
Well. I thought Zeus would have killed you by now.
I thought you would have escaped this cavern by now.
Zeus may have imprisoned me here, but you are the reason I live in torment.
I did you no wrong, Hephaestus. I pursue only one Olympian.
Well, as long as it's only one Olympian.
I seek the flame of Olympus. Do you know of it?
For what purpose, Spartan?
For the purpose I have chosen. Now tell me, do you know of the flame?
All true children of Olympus know of it. They've all come to respect its power. But don't be fooled by its enticing glow. Neither god nor man can touch its lethal flame.
I only need to find it.
If you can find your way out of the underworld, I'm sure you can find your way to the flame of Olympus.
You have been truly helpful, Hephaestus.
Yeah. Oh, did it close already?
What was that?
Oh, I thought I thought I unlocked this. I guess I didn't. Oh, this is the fight I was talking about. Was this the correct way? Sometimes I don't know. I think this was the correct way. I'm gonna go back into go the other way.
Kratos?
How do you know of me?
You're the ghost of Sparta. Everyone knows who you are. Everyone is afraid of you.
There are reasons for that.
I'm not afraid of you.
It is good you're not afraid, child. Fear is a heavy burden.
I'm not a child, Kratos.
It does not matter what you are. My concerns lay elsewhere.
Kratos, please. I need you to free me.
The quest for freedom is also I cannot help.
You have regained the blade of Olympus.
to fuse your flame.
don't know who that's referring to.
Welcome, Spartan. Come in. Make yourself at home. This time, you won't be leaving.
Yeah. Oh.
What's wrong?
I forgot all about all the puzzles in this game.
Let the rage of Sparta fuel your blade, Kratos.
Do, 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 do. Look, it's Persephone.
Now it falls to me to collect payment for the pain you have wrought.
Say P2, then I'll be impressed.
Forget how to get up there. Probably should have waited a sec. I'm trying to remember how to do this part. This part. I'm stuck with this part. I'm trying to remember, and I have forgotten how to do this part. Oh, has something to do with going up a ladder. Not this ladder over here, because this is to a dead end. Do I have to go down? I don't remember. Oh, how do I do this part? This part, this part, this part. This is down here. Oh. Okay. Alright, I gotta do the left side first. Okay. hate those freaking bats. And it's all coming back to me. No. You stupid. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay. Oh crap. I had a brain fart. I had a brain fart.
What? What do you do?
I almost went in the wrong order. And so if I don't have the if I don't have this block here, the hand will have just fallen back out. And I was like, wait a minute. Wrong way. Wrong way. Here we go.
So glad you could carve out some time for us. You know, we need it. I sense some bad blood between us, Kratos. Oh, all the memories. They're overwhelming, really. Let's see. How many sins have you committed against me?
What?
Oh, that's right. You murdered my niece, Athena. And what else? What else? And you killed my brother, Poseidon. And I have not forgotten that it was you who butchered my beautiful queen.
What does Kratos kill gods that gods can't be killed?
He's a demigod, and he also has something called the Sword of Olympus.
I will be right back.
Okay. Oh, that was me being stupid. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, where do I go? 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 Oh crap. Hello.
I'm back.
Good to see you.
Um, there's one thing this game got wrong.
What's that?
Poseidon is the second strongest god besides Zeus. So he wouldn't have gone down that easily.
He didn't really go down easily, honestly.
I mean, he's stronger than Hades, and he's the only one stronger than him is Zeus.
Come on. What? I might actually. I'm about to die. All right. Let's try again. It's so epic. It's so epic. Oh man. Now I can swim the Styx without harm. Gotta love that. So epic.
You have acquired the claws of Hades, Kratos. With them, summon cursed souls to attack your enemies.
Kratos! Can it be? Does this mean Lord Hades rules no longer?
The god of the underworld is dead.
Dead? Ah, Hades deserved to suffer, though I thought his death impossible.
Olympians overestimate themselves.
Interesting. I will keep that in mind, Spartan. You need the soul of a god to use the Hyperion Gate, Kratos. And that one has not been used for centuries. I'm sure it's broken, otherwise I would have seen my beautiful... You know, Kratos, I wasn't always like this. A monster. I was once the most prized craftsman in all of Olympus. Zeus rewarded me with my marriage to beautiful Aphrodite. My mother, Hera, bragged of my talent. But the day you killed Ares was the day my world was torn from me. That day, Zeus became the fiend you now know. Worst of all, he took my beloved daughter, Pandora. My reason for living. I spend my time here trying to recreate her. I fail again and again. She still lives, Spartan. I can feel it. You, Kratos. You can bring her back to me.
Your child is not my concern.
But surely you can understand. You were once a father, too.
Sweet. I think I know what that goes to. It's later. Look, everything's falling apart. Oh yeah, I can go in there now.
Remember your purpose, Kratos. The twilight is upon us. His death is our only hope.
Understand this, Athena. Zeus will die. to an end, Gaia. Nothing more.
But I must face Zeus. The Titans must take down Olympus.
No! This is my war, not yours.
Ah, look in the chat.
No! I did it. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha.
He too could have done it faster.
I don't know about that.
He's the real gamer. No one games better than him.
What the? Why did you send me that way? Kind of annoying. Actually, I don't really like that one. I'm gonna keep you this one. I like this one a lot.
Look in the chat.
The weapon I don't like? Oh, don't make me do that. If it helps, they're Hades weapons. Ay, ay, ay. There it is. One second, let me... Oh, crap. I died. Alright, let's go. What the freak?
Oh look, another video by Cap.
I'm about to die again. I died again. That's probably still one of the big streams. Ow. Ugh. Dang it! No! Oh. Alright, I did it. I'm gonna switch back now. there you go.
Oh my fucking god.
Please help us! Leave us be! Feel the wrath of the God! What's up?
Oh, well, that's good.
Olympus will be victorious!
Oh, yeah, I gotta killing Helios. I gotta wait till he comes. Oh, I missed.
Ooh, I missed.
Ooh, I missed. not entirely sure what I'm supposed to do with this, but I'm assuming I need it, so it's coming with me.
What's coming to whom?
This thing right here.
I was trying to sound like Patrick.
Oh. Hi, is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick. Hi, is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick.
Is this the Krusty Krab? No! This is Patrick! Ugh.
Look, you ready?
I'm not a Krusty Krab.
Kratos does not care. 1 second. Bye. I should play Uncharted sometime too.
That's the name of the restaurant. Oh?
Oh, oh. Oh yeah. You ready for this? Is an epic part.
You're an epic part.
And that's why this this isn't for everyone. Nope. Get ready for some more blood and carnage.
Yay!
I have not forgotten the debt I owe you. Save me now, as you once saved me from madness. And I promise to repay you in full.
If you wish to repay me, tell me where I can find the Flame of Olympus.
The flame? You will never defeat Zeus, Spartan. You will forfeit your life in trying.
Of all the lives you should worry about, Helios, mine is not one of them.
Feel the power of the sun! Wait! I can tell you that to destroy Zeus, you must step into the flame to receive its power.
You lie, Helios! Hephaestus told me the flame kills all who touch it.
And you believe him? That freak has fallen from the graces of Olympus!
That is exactly why I believe him.
My death will not lead you to Zeus.
That is where you are wrong.
Here we go. Oh, that just happened.
The head of Helios was solemnly earned. Its gaze will light your way.
Wait, how do I use it? I thought I was using it. Oh. Oh. Wait, how do I use it again? I feel like I'm being an idiot. Okay, that's how. Alright, I think now is a good time for me to end stream. I killed 3 gods today. I'm feeling pretty accomplished. Not exactly. Oh wait, what? Oh, nice. Alright, let me... Well, what does this say?
Thought you were ending stream.
Yeah, but then I found a collectible, which means I have to save again, so I don't forget the collectible. Alright. Anyway, peeps, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, and then I guess I'll see you guys later. I might play this again later this week. So, I'm in a God of War mood. Alrighty, let me turn on the pretty music. And then, have a good night.
Bye, Cap. Take care.
You take care too, Arclight. You have a good night.
Thank you for the stream. It was a pleasure hanging out with you.
Oh, it was a pleasure hanging out with you too.
Bye.
Bye.